Okay, y'all, I'm live again. All right, all right, all right. Let's see how we get this go. All right, so I'm gonna try it again, y'all. Try it again. Okay. All right, all right, all right. Monroe's Jam Essentials. Okay, so we're gonna do some videos. Let me see. Okay, so now y'all can see my screen. Let's see. I want to get into this. Okay, I don't know what this is. Okay, so let's see if we get this right, you all. All right, all right, all right. I think you all can still see it, right? I think you all can still see my screen. Let me see how this goes. Let me see. Okay, great, great. You all can see my screen. All right, you all. There we go. There we go. Okay, there. Good, 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 good. You all can see my screen. I'm looking and see how I say view tab with StreamYard.com. Okay, view tab with StreamYard.com. Okay, I think I did it right, y'all. All right, y'all. So Monroe's Jam Essentials. Okay, so I won't be able to do this right. I hope I did some. Thank you, YouTube. Okay. Oh my goodness. No, that's not it. That's not it. Okay, I don't know. Am I getting it? Okay, let's see what else how I can do this, y'all. Let me see how can I do this. See, I don't know how to do it that way, but I know how to do it this way. Let me see. Let me do it this way. All right, I think y'all can see it. Can y'all still see it?
I'm about to blow y'all mind because they're literally putting it in our face. So you're telling me we're still denying the existence of melanated Afro people in America pre-Columbus? I hope y'all know what's going on in the Grand Canyon. We have spit that other statue. There is an Egyptian temple named after an Egyptian goddess in the Grand Canyon. I'm pretty sure everybody has seen the Great Seal of California. You see that Amazon warrior who is depicted as white? Well, the original seal of 1510 was an actual melanated Afro woman, and her name was Queen Calafia, hence California. There have been depictions of her in caves, but you know they whitewash everything. I'm gonna let the goddess explain. Calafia was described as a black warrior queen who ruled the mythical island of California. The island was inhabited only by black women who lived like Amazon warriors. What? California could have possibly been ruled by black women? Y'all know us. We talked Crips. All of that found in the Grand Canyon. Remember how I said they put it in our face without actually telling us? There's a spot in Vegas called Luxor with a pyramid, a sphinx, and Egyptian statues. They also have a museum that shows mock artifacts of Egyptians. I mean, come on. I'm gonna just show you an up close and personal picture. We also got skulls that resemble Afro people found in pre-Columbus layers in Mexico and Texas. And you can say, oh, maybe they just wanted to build it right there just because. But in all honesty, I'm not going for that. Every monument that's placed everywhere has a specific reason why it's there. There is sacred geometry and architecture that they don't want to tell us. Specific places like Washington, D.C., they put.
Okay, yeah. So I'm glad you all seeing this. You all can still see my screen. Okay, so I want to get another one. Let me see. It's one I'm really specifically looking for. So let me see. You, I think you all can still see my screen. So let me see this one. I want to share this one with you all. Okay. Okay, so let me see. I think you all can still see me. I don't know, but I think you all can still see. But I want to show you some videos. Okay, y'all. So we're gonna share these videos. Okay. So y'all let me know what y'all think. All right. All right. Here we go. Okay. Okay. So I know you all can. So I don't know. So are you all able to see me?
We did not see this thing at the time, which suggests that this is not a normal person or anything like that. Maybe a skinwalker? What the heck?
That's crazy. I ain't gonna hold you. That's crazy.
This was caught on camera by Chris and Phoebe in Melbourne, Australia. Notice how it looks as if there's something invisible hiding in the clouds. Check this out. Something similar was also seen in São Paulo, Brazil.
Sometimes, the only thing more difficult than running a business is finding the right words.
Who the hell is sitting right there recording that? That's what I'm thinking the whole goddamn time.
It's literally flying in the air, and it's not a kite. It's not a remote control airplane. Nothing natural moves like.
Hey, some people just be on the internet just capping it up, boy. You see the string and everything from right here, bro. That's obviously a kite, y'all. Don't get played by this type of stuff.
This. This is literally
Look,
an alien or something.
it's a kite, bro. Get your ass off the internet.
I can't believe men are doing this. Watch this older man get called out for taking a picture of a woman in the store.
Did you just take a video of me?
No.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. Your mom thinks so? Yeah, be careful.
Can happen.
Or you're gonna be exposed.
I'm gonna ask your permission, can't I?
Can you do it?
Take a picture of you.
Why?
Because you're stunning. You have your whole of you.
That's weird. Don't do that.
I'm asking permission. I like pretty things.
But what I love about this trend is there are actually good people out there standing up and calling out.
Hey, that's disgusting. You can't take pictures of underage girls in a store. That's not okay. He was taking pictures of these teenage girls and he's walking away because he's embarrassed. Then show anybody your phone. Show anybody. Because you were taking pictures and videos of teenage girls in shorts. I'm not wrong. I saw the whole thing. I'm sorry, baby. If you're going to take pictures of other people's children in stores, you should be embarrassed. Show me your phone then. Because if you don't have pictures of those teenage girls on your phone, then you should be willing to show. Because you're being accused of
Looking ass. That shit is crazy, bro. Like, we got to get this video to like 10 million views to expose Mr. Frog. You know, that's crazy. He got a hell of a ribbit in here, right? You know what I'm saying? Like he just cooking up a good ribbit. You feel me? That shit crazy. Bro. What the fuck did he do? Swallow his phone? Like to try to hide the evidence?
You know you did it. I saw you do it. You saw me see you do it, and you started walking away.
And listen to what these good men do.
I'm waiting for somebody to help me find ground fault circuit involved. You think? Hey, I didn't see it. Come on down. Let's go. I think yeah. Is that what you want? Yeah. Let's see. Yep. And delete photo. Yep.
And then go to recently deleted and delete that off your forever. Delete it off your phone right now. You don't just take pictures of young women.
Yeah. You think you are sitting here taking pictures of girls? I don't know, man. Go grab someone that works here. Go grab someone that works here right now. And delete them while I'm waiting.
Chase,
I don't know what you're concerned about. You don't get because I don't see.
Look at the stomach on this motherfucker. He look like he eating children. That's children crazy. Like I don't think he want to do nothing weird. Well, nothing else to him. I think he just want to eat him. Like he just stuff the whole kid down his fucking throat, and the child's trying to get out of that shit. That's crazy. How you get like that, Mr. Sir?
Who you think?
Mr. Creepy Dude. I'm sorry, y'all. I gotta roast these dudes. That's crazy. Big ass feet.
You are taking pictures of my girlfriend.
This is not okay. It never was okay, and it never will.
Yo,
I'm gonna do a little face print. I can hear it.
no,
Oh my god!
I wasn't scared. Y'all better stop fucking playing with me.
Oh, Luna, don't be cruel.
I seen that one before. My cousin was out with it. Hey, bro. Hey, look. We can't talk junk about him for being scared. Cause how many of y'all would have ran?
Yeah, I hope y'all enjoying this. I think y'all can see it. I don't see myself on here, but as long as y'all able to see it, you know. What happened? Oh my goodness. I don't know what happened, y'all. I don't
Hands
know.
too. You're not gonna sit here and throw hands with that big ass bird, bro. Ain't no goddamn way. That's a damn dinosaur, bro. That's the closest thing to a dinosaur we got right now.
Had just gotten back from walking your dog. The doorbell camera shows her starting to take off the dog's leash when she looks over to the right, causing her to quickly pick up her dog and get inside. Immediately, we find out why. A man comes in the frame and walks right into the front door.
Okay, let me was. Okay, I hope I'm doing this right. I'm doing the best I can with what I can. I hope I'm doing this right. So I found another one we're gonna look at. We're gonna look at wait a minute. Yeah, wait. So let me see. Wait a minute, y'all. Let me get to here. And I'm trying to do the share my screen part. Hold on. Let me get to this part again. Okay. Share the screen. Okay. Now there we go. I think this one will do it. All right. Now I think you all can see it. I'm trying to see if you all be able to see it. I don't see the share the screen part. I thought I shared the screen. It ain't moved yet. I'm looking on another channel so I can make sure I have it right. Okay. There we go. There we go. I think that will do it. I think that do it. Did that do it? Let me see. There we go, y'all. Okay, here we go.
some stuff. So let's just get into the video. Now it's also
Too many meetings? Missing the key action items? It's time to put your meetings.
It symbolized death, danger, misfortune, and illness, but it can also mean rebirth, self-reflection, and intelligence. When you think about it, Wendy has experienced all of that.
I've been seeing rumors that she is cursed. It took me down a rabbit hole of cursed celebrities and seeing that there's actually people in the industry who are doing hexes and all types of stuff. So let's just get into the video. Now, it's also people on TikTok who are saying that they saw a change in her eyes when she ate the crow.
Possibly cursed after eating a black crow on live TV.
Cursed after eating a black crow on live TV.
Do you see the eyes change from brown to black? Her entire life went downhill afterwards.
They say her eyes changed right there. 3, 4, 3, 4. So in 2014, she ate the crow.
Post Malone thought he was cursed after coming in contact with the world's most haunted object. And no, it's not his tattoo artist. While on the show Ghost Adventures, Zach Baggins walked Posty through his museum located in Las Vegas. He showed Posty some of his most haunted objects, including the Dybbuk box. Zach touched the object and Posty was holding onto his arm. And for those of you that don't know, the Dybbuk box was the inspiration behind the movie The Possession and suspected to be the home of a malevolent spirit. 2 months after filming that episode with Zach, on August 21st, Posty was flying on his plane when 2 of the wheels somehow exploded just after takeoff. Pilots luckily made an emergency landing and everything was okay. A couple weeks later, at midnight, 3 armed robbers invaded Post Malone's home. Well, it was Post Malone's home. He didn't live there anymore. On October 7th, a little more than a month later, Post Malone was involved in a car crash. His car flew through a fence after he was hit by another vehicle. Both cars were badly damaged, but luckily everyone came out uninjured. So is it a coincidence that this string of bad luck happened just after being in contact with the world's most haunted object? Maybe.
Now, this is him saying the situation from his own mouth.
I'm friends with Zach Baggins from Ghost Adventures. So we took the glass case off of the Dybbuk box, which is in his museum in Vegas. And he thought it was a sick-ass idea to put the ashes of a lady who died while she was possessed on top. My plane almost crashed. I was in a car accident. My house got robbed, and I had bite marks on my arm.
First off, why is he gonna put dead ashes on top of a Dybbuk box? Like, that don't make no sense. And then you just gonna think everything's gonna be okay afterwards? I know I'd be messing with ghosts and stuff, but I ain't gonna be sprinkling no dead ashes on nothing. You better stop playing with these Ouija boards and these spirits, because they will come after you.
It's the Lee family curse. So Bruce Lee's father had been cursed. Bruce Lee actually had an older brother who died before he was born, and his parents were so worried when Bruce was born that they called him Little Phoenix, which was the girl's name. This was an attempt to confuse any evil spirits that were looking to steal his soul. Bruce predicted many times, said he wouldn't live to be half the age of his father when he died. His dad died at 64 and Bruce Lee died at 32. Brandon Lee really believed in the family curse too. And he said he would die younger than his dad, which he did. He was 28 when he died.
Now, I want to get a little more confirmation on Bruce Lee, so we're going to watch a video to see what is said about it.
The origins of the Lee family curse are said to trace back to Bruce Lee's great-grandfather, Lee Hoi Chuen, a renowned Cantonese opera singer. According to legend, Lee Hoi Chuen angered a powerful sorcerer, who placed a curse on him and his descendants. This alleged curse was believed to bring an early death to the male members of the Lee family who achieved great success and fame.
So apparently Chinese sorcerers ain't no joke. Now, this video is also talking about another key point that could have played in his passing.
The legend of the Bruce Lee curse. For those of you who don't know who Bruce Lee is, he is an American martial artist and movie star born in San Francisco. As he became more successful, he bought a giant mansion in Hong Kong. This building had spiritual connections within the community, as well as mirrors facing outwards, which is feng shui to repel negative energy. Now, it is said that despite advice, Lee took down the mirrors of this building. In 1973, Bruce Lee passed away tragically under mysterious circumstances involving maybe him being allergic to headache medication, and it was in Hong Kong.
Okay, so basically the curse makes some Final Destination type stuff happen. This is another celebrity. She says her mother was unalived by voodoo and poison.
My mother was by the stepchildren of this family. The way it happened, of course, being a non-speaking child, I would listen to every conversation of the grown-ups under the house or around the house, behind whatever, behind a tree. And I heard that when my mother took ill, that two sisters had corresponded with one another, the one that was still there in the family, and one that had gone up north, maybe Chicago, New York, somewhere. And there was a correspondence between the two of them. The letter that went to Chicago or here up north said that my mother was unfaithful and they wanted to get rid of her, and how can we do it? A letter came back to the South that said, don't worry, when I come home, I will get rid of her in a way that you will never be able to come back. Shortly thereafter, after this one came home, the dinner was being put on the table with my mother and that stepdaughter. And the others were out in the fields. My mother was sent to the well by the stepdaughter to get water, and she came back with the water, and there was these two dinners on the table. And my mother thought, why is it that you are feeling, why are we eating now before the family comes in? And she said, oh, I wanted you to try something. And as a result, she had put this poison in my mother's food. And my mother, when my mother took ill, she said when she became conscious at times, she would start talking. And this is how the story went from one person to the other. That she got ill to her stomach, and she was going to go to the door to regurgitate, but her husband came in at the same time, and she didn't get sick, and she held it. And that's what made her more ill than she would have been if she had regurgitated it. Now, her husband was supposed to go get the doctor immediately, but it has been confirmed with my sister, who's now living in New Jersey, that he was told by his daughters that they had done this. Now, if he had gone to get the doctor, it would have been either him giving up his two children to the law, or he had a choice of letting my mother go. So he let my mother go. So my mother laid there for some months.
Wait a damn minute. Wait a damn minute. So you knew that your daughters, unalive, your wife, your girlfriend, whatever she was to you at that point, and you let them go on and not receive any repercussions for what they did? They gotta go to prison. Prison.
Sometimes she would get so pain, and she would start to tell what was going on, what had gone on. Now, when she died, the neighbors saw a burning in the yard. They had taken the mattress, the children had taken the mattress, put it in the yard, and started to burn it. The neighbors saw the fire. They came and started to put it out, and they saw these voodoo things in the mattress, in the center of the mattress, with letters that had come from the sisters, and that's how they found out that it was the truth of what my mother was saying. Now, if this was not so, the superstition is that if a mother with a young baby is taken away against the will of God, that the mother will come back and take the baby. Her spirit will come and take the baby. So when they buried my mother, and I was standing there watching this whole ceremony, they had to pass my young sister across the grave several times to break the line between heaven and earth and the body in the grave, so that my mother's spirit would not be able to grab the child. If my mother had died by natural causes or by the hand of God, that ritual would have never happened.
Fascinating insight to a time and a place.
Mama, just know that we feel you, because we know that is not right. And I hope that you can find peace and move on to the next stages of your soul.
Has a blood test.
Mel wrote in her memoir she was shocked. She called Eddie and said she would never forgive him. She also told him their relationship was over. From then on, she said all of her calls to the actor went unanswered. Days later, he showed up on the red carpet with Tracy Edmonds. Tracy's divorce from Babyface was still pending at the time, but she told reporters she and Eddie had been together for about a month and a half. Mel was ready to fight for her man. Her friend Elizabeth Rodriguez told the Daily Mail Mel turned to alternative methods to win Eddie back. She reportedly accompanied Mel to a Los Angeles hotel to act as a translator to a Spanish voodoo priestess named Tabitha. Elizabeth said Mel performed a ritual where she wrote down all the names of the people involved in the situation, placed the paper along with a pair of Eddie's boxers and a pair of her underwear in a jar, and buried it. By the time Mel gave birth to their daughter Angel on April 3rd, 2007, which was Eddie's 46th birthday, Eddie and Tracy were already engaged. Tracy sported an 8-carat diamond engagement ring from, you guessed it,
The accusations of voodoo circulating within celebrities is wild.
The biggest conspiracy theory about Jennifer Lopez is
I have a bigger conspiracy about JLo. JLo practices Santeria, and that's how she got famous. I knew JLo's godmother back in Florida. In Florida, Santeria and Catholicism are like interconnected. Now, there are rumors from JLo's makeup artist that she hexed some people. Yeah, she has partaken in animal sacrifice. JLo also believes she was plagued by demons, so she burned her wedding dress. Here's the most damning part. Bear with me, it's really hard to find this transcript anywhere else. So this is JLo's first husband on this show. My black magic godmother, who is now Jennifer's spiritual leader, we participated in the sacrifices of chickens and hens, cleansing Jennifer with the blood. It was poured over her, and she was bathed and washed away with herbs.
Okay. It seemed like everybody just doing a little bit of behind the scenes work.
My grandmother was a wicked witch, and every single thing that she had done in this life caught up to her up until her last very breath.
This is why I inform people do not dabble in witchcraft or black magic, because it's one of the ways and the most common way of creating a generational curse. You are making deals with demonic entities and deities in order to obtain and manifest the life you want and obtain abilities that you do not have. Granted, there is a such thing called as natural abilities, and that's within your lineage itself. That comes from the 12 tribes, or the 13 tribes to be exact. But you're not taking an account that when these actual deals are being made, they are not just making deals with just you. They are making deals with your bloodline. Meaning that the deal or the contract is still good until your bloodline is completely gone. So when these people make this actual deal and they're upholding the deal, when they pass on, it does not go away. It simply rolls over into the next person in the bloodline. And if that person has no idea of the actual deal or a deal being made with these actual demonic or deities, what happens is it creates generational curses where these demons or these deities will place curses on the actual bloodline or the family itself. So it could be all the way to premature death, to depression, to ancestral demons. And that's how ancestral demons actually come about, because somebody in your bloodline actually made a deal with these demonic presence, and the deal was not fulfilled because the deal actually includes the blood lineage. And this is why it's very imperative, no matter if you know the situation or not, to break your family's generational curse. Because you don't know what somebody in your blood lineage made or did before you was here. And they're not here to tell you. So before it gets any worse, you want to stop it there so it will not continue on. But y'all stay safe.
I done heard enough to know that these celebrities are getting mixed in with this voodoo stuff as well. So y'all stay safe out there. Move smart. Love y'all and enjoy life.
In your whole lives, you get employer insurance chosen for you by the people that you work for. Well, when you
Okay, so we're gonna play another one, you all. Thank you to my channel. Let me go here. Okay, so if there's any comments, no comments yet. No.
What's the real Jim Carrey like?
I don't exist. You're all characters. I'm losing control. Including Jim Carrey. Oh my god, deja vu. Why are we here? And I ultimately found, what is this? That even the me I created wasn't real. Who the hell is Jim Carrey?
You have such an incredible talent for physical comedy. Where did that come from?
Desperation.
Desperation?
I had a sick mom, man. I wanted to make her feel better. I just always felt like that was my job.
I had a job, at least in my own mind, and that was to make my mother feel better.
Funny people have sick moms, generally. It's born out of wanting to make somebody feel better. A lot of the stuff I do is just, to me, it's about letting an audience off the hook with life. Just trying to make people laugh until they cry in my living room. Come on in for 2 hours and don't care about anything. It's really, truly the best job in the world to make people feel good.
When I was a kid, I spent half my time in the living room performing for people. I spent the other half the time in my bedroom by myself, writing poetry and sketching.
I was an odd kid because you couldn't punish me.
I was not the type of kid you could say, as a punishment, go to your room. Because my room was heaven to me.
Yeah, I just created a world in there, man. It was fantastic. And I would sit. I was a little kid. And I would try to figure out what it meant. I had legal pads of this is what the meaning of the universe is. Why are we here? What is this?
When I was a little kid, I would stare into the mirror for hours. All the other kids are out playing and doing whatever.
Got my promises that.
And I'm trying to, get Johnny Mathis. Just trying to get his voice down, so that I could have something to bring to the party. I mean, I was a very self-centered kid. Because I've done that stuff since I was a little kid. I mean, staring in the mirror and being the greatest. It was so much fun to me to sit in my room and make faces and talk to myself in different voices and things. For me, it was all about when are we going to have company again, and will I have the show ready to go?
But that's not what I want to show you all. Let me go to some more. Hold on.
I used to go up to Mulholland Drive every night,
That's not the
sit
one.
on the side of the road, look out at the lights, and go, I'm a popular actor. Every director wants to work.
That's not the one I want to show you all. So we're going to get back to this one. Where am I at? Okay. There we go. I'm here now. Okay, so let me get comments. Let me make sure. Okay, if any of y'all left any comments. Okay, Rosebuds, none left any comments. So I'm going to share my screen again. And there we go. Okay, so we're going to look at some more. I want you all to see some more, so I want to be able to do it right. So let me see. Let me see if it shows up on here. No, that's not it. That's not it. That's not what I want to show y'all. Here we go. I think this one is it. Let me see. Well, I'm glad I'm able to share my YouTube channel with you all. So I don't know what is this. Oh, that was me. Okay, so that's me. We're not doing that. Okay, so let's see. Okay, you all.
So this, the man picks up a nearby garden hose and acts like he's doing yard work. Oh, what? Once the neighbor laughs, the man walks into the house is back door.
Camera recording.
He tried forcing the back door open, to which the homeowner locked herself in a room and called the police. In the time it took them to arrive, the man tried breaking in almost every window to the house. He broke off the screen to one of the back windows, but was ultimately unsuccessful at getting inside. By the time police arrived, he had left. There wasn't much the police could do by that point. The homeowner ended up posting the video to TikTok in the hopes that someone could identify the man. As far as I could find, no one could.
Y'all tell me what y'all think about
There's a
that,
lot of
Buzz
creepy men
Buzz.
out here
Is
in the
the
world,
buzz
man. We
growing
gotta
or is
start
they
snapping
dead?
up too, you know.
Y'all let me know what
This
y'all
ain't the
think.
movies. You ain't
Buzz
just gonna
Buzz.
be kicking the nigga all in the head and beating his ass and shit. You know what I'm saying? Have that yap on you too, and be smart. Always pay attention too. That's real. Like let's be real for a second. Y'all, ladies, pay attention. Don't always have your headphones on and thinking that the world is all beautiful and butterflies and rainbows and stuff. Like, pay attention because her head was definitely on a swivel. We definitely gotta take that very seriously because there's a lot of missing women on the daily all the time, and we need to cut back on that. I think we can cut back on that severely if y'all pay attention. You know, pay attention. She did that.
My name is Tommy. I'm with Colorado Pet Patrol. Do you want to let her know what's going on?
I was talking to this girl. Apparently, she was only 14.
He clearly knew she was 14. They were actually going to meet tomorrow at 2 o'clock. There was a planned meeting. We have the chat logs. Were you going to meet her tomorrow in, what's it called? Platteville?
No.
You were going to bring your truck at 2 o'clock and meet her tomorrow in Platteville. That's what she said.
No.
Okay. You want to grab the messages?
So what are you guys from?
Colorado Pet Patrol. We investigate online adults meeting with children. He was trying to meet Monday night in Greeley, but he ended up not meeting.
I thought it was somebody much older.
No.
Whoa, yes.
Whoa, hold on.
We have all the chat logs here. I mean, yeah, I think. Ma'am, real quick too. I'm going to let her know because you also said she's harming animals.
Who's harming?
You said she's having sex with the dog.
No, I did not. No.
I got the message.
That was when she.
Sir, I've been talking to you the whole time, so you can keep bullshitting or we can be honest. I'm going to call the police if you're not honest. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. There's no Richelle. It's me. I've been talking to you the whole time. Do you realize I get so mad when you ask to talk sex or you want to ask a 13-year-old to have sex with their dog? That's me, all right? We stop scumbags like you from hurting our children. You knew she was 13, just turned 14, correct?
Yes, I did.
So no, are we going to stop with the lies?
No, I'm just saying, at first when I started talking to her, I thought it was a much older.
I told you on the second message I was 13. I turned 14 in 2 days. You told me happy birthday on my 14th birthday 2 days later.
Wow.
All right. And we were going to meet tomorrow.
That was like.
Sometimes I don't know how to tell.
Are these fields, do you see them as blooming or the flowers dying?
But who reached out to him too?
Well, I messaged her first, but I thought she was much older.
Okay, but right away, did she tell you she was 13?
Yes,
I understand. And you liked that. You clearly liked that.
I was tempted, yes. And
do you got a problem?
No.
Why'd your wife just...
I've had a terrible year.
Terrible year. So that gives you the right to fuck 13-year-olds?
No.
Because you know what? I've had a terrible year too. This man's had a terrible year. Have you thought about having sex with 13-year-olds? He's had a terrible year. Have you thought about having sex with 13-year-olds?
No, sir.
What if she would have got pregnant?
No.
You wanted to feel her, but you were going to be a gentleman and pull it out and put it in her mouth, is what you said. But either way, it's getting in her belly.
But it was all talk.
It's not all talk when you plan a meeting.
Oh my goodness.
This video has been published on the dark web with the title, "The Dark Web is the Only Truth." In this video, we see a man celebrating his birthday, but nothing scary. But in the description, it says that this man would be 171 years old, and that he would have undergone several experiments to get to this point. What do you think?
I'm not even gonna hold y'all. Like, how many of y'all trying to get to 170? Like, if that's what 170 look like, I'm cool, nigga. I pass. Let me know in the comments down below.
This dash cam footage was captured by a New Jersey police cruiser in the early hours of the morning of February 24th, 2023. A few minutes before this footage was recorded, several police officers and first responders had left their vehicles on a closed-off highway lane to attend to the victims of a crash involving an SUV that had spun off the road after the driver had lost control of the vehicle. What starts out as uneventful footage of a couple police cars stopped on the highway soon takes a terrifying turn. The dashcam video shows New Jersey State Trooper Stefan Lentini shining his flashlight at an oncoming heavy-duty tow truck to try and get the driver's attention. Alarmingly, the truck doesn't seem to be showing any signs of stopping or even moving to the next lane. As the 40,000-pound truck's headlights continue to approach the trooper and his car, Lentini is forced to run off the highway to avoid the oncoming truck.
Oh, your ass going to jail. Your ass going straight to jail. That's crazy.
After the truck slams into 3 police cars and an ambulance, Panic State Trooper DeVry Mariano's voice can be heard as he calls desperately for his partner, serving as a chilling reminder of how tragically this crash could have ended. Amazingly enough, no one, not even the truck driver, was seriously injured during the incident. Although the 53-year-old tow truck driver was given a summons for the careless driving that resulted in 3 total police cars and a damaged ambulance, factors leading up to the crash have not yet been revealed. Though many are suspicious of the driver falling asleep at the wheel or just not paying attention in general.
That nigga was asleep. He had to be asleep, bro. Like, ain't no way. Ain't no way. Just not paying attention. Though. Like, bro, them bright lights on from the cops, dark road. He was asleep. That's crazy.
The couple is inside the kitchen when this is captured.
I don't want to keep hanging out with your friends if that's how it's going to make you feel at the end of the day. Like, it feels more like...
They don't mean to do that. They're not like planning on,
Do you know how it feels to hang out with a group of people and they don't even want you there?
They do want you there.
They're only there
They want you
because
there. They like you a lot. No, they don't.
They don't want you there. You tell how he responded to that.
That's the only
They
reason.
they like me and my friends, but but they like you a lot.
They're acting rude to me.
They're not trying. That's just how they.
Oh, the Celestials. The Celestials, y'all.
Hey.
Just as the argument was getting intense, a plate from one of the cabinets falls on its own. Following that, another plate falls by itself, but not before being flung toward Damien. It's almost as though whatever had chucked it had done so to end the argument between the two. But, as if that wasn't creepy enough, this next video is by far the creepiest.
You know what? That's crazy. Like, by far, their relationship is over, y'all. That shit's over. How y'all feel about that? It's over. Look, first of all their friends know that they shit, that they don't like her. She knows that they don't like her. Their relationship is toxic, obviously. It's publicized. And they got fucking ghosts. Whoever's not on the lease, I just leave, bro. I'll leave you with the lease. Fuck it. Pay the bills by yourself. With the ghosts.
Yo, the sky is fucking blue! And then it turned on! Yo!
I got that on camera! I got that on camera! I got that on camera!
Feds just went that way. You what? Feds. Nope.
Okay, look at that, y'all. Anything regular about that? It's nighttime. Yeah. They hide right there. You see that? It's nighttime. It's like 9 o'clock. Yeah. See the rest of the sky? And they hide right here. A nice little triangle. The clouds hiding their shit.
What the fuck? Bitch, what? Hey, what the fuck? What the fuck?
Jerry Bruce is a father who loves spending time with his children. If you hop over to his channel, you'll find that most of his videos have a wholesome quality to them. However, out of all the videos on there, two in particular stand out from the rest. These
What if I told you that instead of setting up a green screen, you can just click a button in Descript and get the
Okay,
same
I want to show y'all some more TikToks too. I'm gonna show y'all some more TikToks. I gotta get to them. I gotta find where it is because the one I brought.
These two videos are different in that they show something that doesn't fit with the family-friendly content of this channel. If anything, they seem to have come from a horror movie, one that is based on a family terrorized by paranormal activity. As it turns out though, that's exactly the case here. Jerry has been encountering strange occurrences in his home.
Oh, he go.
I thought he was about to get him. I thought he was about to get them chicken nuggets, boy. I'm telling you, that shit crazy. Like, woo. A regular killing, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead, bro. Just don't do that to me. You feel me?
The case, you're gonna quickly, quick. Grab it, put it in.
Why you?
Okay, this is one, but I want to
Why
show
was
y'all
it
some
burning?
more. This is not the other one. The one I was looking for, you all. I want to go find it, so I'm going to get back into that one. Okay, so the one I want to show you all, there's some more I want to show you all. So that's not really one. I can't share the screen. I'm gonna share the screen in a minute, but I'm looking for some more. It's another one I was looking for you all. Gratitude, you all, everyone here. So it's another one I want to share with you all. So let me look for it, you all. Da, 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 da. Because this is another one I want to show you all. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to do the readings and stuff and everything in about another 15, maybe 20 minutes. Okay, hold on. Here we go. Let me see. Because I'll be able to, oh, it's 6 o'clock. I can eat now, y'all. I can eat. This Ramadan is over with. I can eat, you all. Okay, I'm going to eat. My food is in the oven, though. I don't really like to use the microwave. Okay, so where did it go? Okay. So I'm gonna share my screen with you all in a minute. It's I want to look for Okay, here we go, y'all. I think I found one. Okay, I think this is it. Let me see. So, I have some conspiracy theories, and I want to be able to share my screen. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Not letting me
missing
share.
in national
There we
parks. And I really think this has something to do with it now. Look at this matchup right here, though. And holy shit, look at that. There's no way. There's absolutely no way that this is not connected to the missing 1,600 people. Back at it with what the fuck is in them woods. Let's look at more maps together. And also a disclaimer, my black eye was caused by my toddler. Totally safe. Please don't worry about me. But let's worry about all the missing people, right? Deep underground military bases, aka DUMBs. Keep in mind this is just a portion of the country. This is just like California and Texas, Oregon. But these tunnels, you can completely stay underground and go from Texas all the way to Oregon, right? Completely underground. Remember what I said about how many people were missing in Texas and California? Let's lay another map on. Our missing people map on top of the DUMBs. Again, just a portion of our map. But it makes you wonder if those 21,000 people are underground. Look at that. They don't match up perfectly, but man, if they don't take the same pattern, come on. Come on, y'all. What the fuck is in the woods? What the fuck is underground? Oof.
Hey, we gonna build on that, y'all. We gonna build on that. Obviously, something is happening out in these woods, and I don't want y'all to get the wrong idea. Evil and monsters come in many shapes and forms, and they look just like us too, as well, like Jeffrey Dahmer. But on other cases, you
Yeah.
niggas can absolutely be delicious walking around in them woods.
Yeah, most definitely, because you have in those deep underground military bases, they're also synonymous to uh, those uh, those national parks. Because in those national parks, there's also tunnel systems that lead into many different deep underground military bunker systems. So those Nephilim, you have cryptids, you have draconian reptilians, you have many different factions of Zeta Reticula Greys. So what happens is they use
these underground tunnel systems as a way to basically feed off the loose form of humanity, because we all know that planet Earth is basically a prison planet. And in order to maintain survival, when you're talking about these cryptids, it doesn't matter. Like when you, a lot of people's perspective, when you're talking about like a Nephilim or a Draconian, those are fallen angels. A fallen angel is not only subjected to a giant or a Draconian or a reptilian. It could be a gray, it could be Mothman, it could be Bigfoot, because they all shapeshifters. So shapeshifters, they basically merge in dimensions. They can work in the lower fourth dimension, or they can work in the higher fourth dimensions. They can basically tap into the quantum world and the spiritual world at the same time. So with that being said, when you understand the history of the Canaanite, they have to give a sacrifice in order to maintain dominion and dominance over the planet for economical status, financial status, and for political status and political gain. So that's why, you know, the great majority of these children come up missing in these bunker systems, because it's all connected. It's being done at the highest level of government. So what you think about that?
I still think that you niggas is delicious walking around here in the woods. That's the real definition of a snack. That shit came from an extraterrestrial. That's like, yeah, oh, I'm gonna eat the shit out you.
Yeah, that's that's mostly thing they do, bro. That's what they do.
Real shit. But look, let's hop back into this.
All
I
right.
think this is the one where I have to mute this little clip, but yeah, I ain't getting no copyright for that trash ass overlay music. Like, absolutely not. But as you can see, the gentleman is walking in one of the many underground bunkers. I mean, you know, that these people build, and what they found down here was, and I had this in my last video, is you know, the dirty mattresses that had DNA on them down there.
Mm-hmm.
And you know who was down there doing that. I don't want to say their name, because, you know, me and B-Dell was talking about this. It's kind of like mentioning Candyman. Niggas is kind of scared. So this is the dumbs that they have, the underground bases.
In the United States. There's 1,477 of them worldwide. What you call high tech. We have nothing like this on the surface. These mega bases are gobbling up our gross national product. Right now we're spending 28% of the gross national product on building underground bases. Each one has an average cost of $17 to $19 billion.
Memes, they're inescapable. They're on almost every page on the internet and even parts of our daily lives offline. Memes, GIFs, and other visuals have become ingrained.
And you would say, why do you need those planes underneath the ground? Where are you flying to, sir?
Right.
The fuck.
So all this stuff is not really it's not a coincidence. As you can see, those military bunker systems work in conjunction to the political infrastructure. When you're talking about trafficking, when you're talking about organ harvesting, all this stuff works in tandem. It's all tethered, connected. Reason so, because it's being done at the highest level of government. That's why the government would never infiltrate themselves. They would never investigate themselves. That's why nothing gets done. That's why 800,000 kids can come up missing every year, on time, every time. Because that's all connected to Hollywood too. You got Hollywood tunnels. The tunnels in Hollywood is in connection with Disney. And in Disney, when you understand Walt Disney, he had underground bunker systems at the theme park, and he's a 33rd degree Mason. So all this stuff works in connection because it's all based on sacrifice.
Right, and which we're gonna lead into, you know, some of the urban legends and, you know, some of the movies that they depict certain entities in it's in direct correlation with what's going on under here. And we have to understand that we're multi-dimensional beings, so therefore we get attacked on multiple dimensions, and some of you aren't aware of, and we're gonna get into that as well. So we building, y'all. I ain't gonna lie, be there. We talked about going to places and discovering, artifacts and stuff like that, going to see ancient sites. But I'm a nigga, I'm not going in these tunnels.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I mean, there's another tunnel in Mammoth Cave, Kentucky. It's actually one of the deepest underground subterranean caves on the planet. And they say that if you travel all throughout Mammoth Cave, Kentucky for like 3 months or whatever, it can
Tap water in the
to a subterranean kingdom. It can take you to like the city of Shambhala or the city of Gartha. And they talk about this in the Tibetan mythology. So it's all connected to history and Kemetic history. Just like you had the pyramids of Giza, they go into these subterranean caverns of the earth as well.
Okay. Okay. All right, y'all. So this next segment we leading into, so this is another way that you're being that we're being attacked. And I know if you're a lover of my channel, you know that I talk about the water systems quite often. It's because it's for a real reason. And I'm gonna break it down to you just a little bit more on how you being attacked. So for instance, you got fluoride, you got rust particles, the rusty pipes down in these systems, and that's coming into the body. Rust can starve you of what? Oxygen. Oxygen can rust you from the inside out, and you're gonna see it in these next, videos. What's actually going on with the water system? So that's why I say distill your water. Go in the comments down below, or find a distiller that you like. You don't have to click my link, but I would love for y'all to all take care of yourselves. And it's a reason why you can't see certain things. That's because your third eye is being calcified by all of these attacks on so many different levels, and we have to do our best to ward off from these different type of attacks. That's all it is, bro. Like, but look, let's roll into this, and y'all gonna see what we're talking about.
America is dirty as That's because all the tap water that we use comes from these old rusty pipes filled with germs, bacteria, rust, and so many other contaminants. Our water infrastructure is so bad that the American Society of Civil Engineers gave it a C- in 2021. It's obvious that many of these water pipes have to be replaced, but doing so is super expensive. It's about $1 million just to replace 1 mile of pipe. On top of that, many local governments just don't have the money to replace them. So instead, they're focused on maintaining the existing water infrastructure. This is a short-term solution, but it doesn't really solve the actual problem, which is that our water pipes are getting older and dirtier. In 2021, President Biden set aside $55 billion to upgrade our water infrastructure, but $55 billion is only 12% of what we actually need to fix our infrastructure according to the EPA. So even though we might be getting new water pipes soon, there's still going to be old rusty pipes in the water system, which still makes our tap water really dirty.
Know more about healthy water? Get the series and guide here in my bio.
Your message literally transforms people's lives. The number one skill, if you want to impact people, you want to help transform lives, the number one skill is the message that you're bringing to people's world, the stories that you tell, the teaching that you.
That's great.
I had to do this one.
So look at this as like your arteries and stuff in your body. So just think, if it's doing this because the earth is organic, this metal on the planet is organic. If this is rusting like this and you're organic, what is happening from the inside?
Real quick, just for my people in Raytown, Missouri. My parents live in Raytown. Look at this. Now, I don't know if that's rust, lime, charcoal, a black abyss hole. I don't know what the hell's going through this water system, but this is a cut water pipe. That's supposed to be see-through. Water's barely getting through that. So to my people in Raytown, Missouri, please boil your water. Parents, boil your water. It's crazy.
Tap water in America is dirty as That's because all the tap water that we use comes from these old rusty pipes filled with
One thing that the water also does, it actually manipulates the neurotransmitters in the brain to where it can cause a P136 deletion syndrome, which basically gives you the same capabilities as a zombie. It gives you the propensity to bite. So that's why when you have all those nanotechnologies in you and it's merging in with that dirty water, it can break down the hemoglobin cellular structure so much to the point where it can put you in a state of zombification. So all this stuff works in tandem. When you're talking about the governmental agenda on how they want to implement a zombie apocalypse, that's what, you know, all this stuff is it's a real thing. All this stuff is based on biological warfare. So they attacking us from the food, the water, the music, everywhere.
Yeah, and think about this too as well. Like I have real life experience, and I'll tell you this: when we secured bases and stuff, I did this at a high level, y'all. When we secured bases, we had a protocol for a zombie apocalypse. That's a real thing. That's a real thing. So
And then I believe the CDC and the World Economic Forum they had a seminar talking about it, and they did like, you know, many different drills. So all this stuff is tether connected. When you're talking about the Great Awakening period, as we going through a 7-year tribulation, you know, all this stuff has to happen, has to come to pass because we just broke out the Kali Yuga cycle. So in order to stagnate the spiritual evolution, a lot of these things are going to be coming to pass due to the manipulation of the water and due to the manipulation of neurological, biological warfare.
If LA couldn't get any creepier with all the problems.
oh, it started over. That's what it did. Okay, I know I wasn't tripping.
I don't
In 2021, President Biden set aside $55 billion to upgrade our water infrastructure. But $55 billion is only 12% of what we actually need to fix our infrastructure. Going to be old rusty pipes in the water system, which still makes
All right,
our
we're gonna
tap
catch it
water
from
really
here.
dirty.
Breaking news coming out. Multiple states' water systems have been hit. The FBI has confirmed.
You know that rust can actually kill you in confined spaces, and this is because rusting metal actually consumes oxygen.
Did you know that oxidation in the human body is essentially like a corrosion or rust effect? And did you also know that we're aging at a rate that is not normal?
There comes a time in every creator's life when they say,
I've got an idea for a t-shirt.
I have an idea for a poster. I see phone cases. But then, that creative doubt creeps in.
How do I make a drill?
The answer to all your production questions is gelato. Just upload or create your product design. Voila!
I apologize.
That's my phone
everybody.
case. Oh, I'm really loving.
Yeah, look at it right there. So
We just got through talking about how you're supposed to be drinking hydrogen-based water, and it's gonna come a time where you ain't gonna be able to eat or drink none of this shit. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be a breatharian. You gotta do all types of stuff.
right. And look, how many of y'all, you know, are looking forward to becoming, you know, a breatharian, you know? It sounds like a good idea. Y'all ready for some shit like that? No? hey, enjoy what you eating right now, man. Because look, everything that's out here is bad for us at this point. You know, look at your labeling on your food. It says most of this shit now it says bioengineered. Why?
Okay, you all. I'm getting ready to eat my food. Then I'm gonna come back on in a little while. I said 6:30 because it's on here on my channel for the readings and everything. But because it's Ramadan, it's after 6 o'clock. I can eat now, so I'm gonna let you all watch the rest of this, and then we're gonna start doing the readings by 6:45. So let's get finished sharing these with BDL and DOG. Shout out to them. Let me see. Go back to where I was at. There we go. So let me see. How do you do this? Because I try to get it where. Okay, share the screen. Is that the one that we was watching? Yeah. Okay. There we go. All right, y'all. There we go.
Check your labels, man. That's all I'm gonna say. Check your labels.
Government covering up something sinister in its national parks. Some people think so. People have suggested that missing persons reports from across the country line up strangely well with the cave systems that are found in national parks that are protected by the US government. Now, some people think that these cave systems within the national parks are being protected and preserved by the US government to keep tribes of cannibals separated from the rest of us. Some people think that it might be a civilization of reptilian-type humanoids. Or maybe it's just an advanced group of mole people. We may never know, but it is strange, this correlation that's going on with those underground cave systems and disappearances that have been unsolved, that have happened in those national parks going back over 50 years. Maybe it's because national parks are just inherently dangerous wild places and people are unprepared, they get lost and they disappear, or maybe something else is going on. What do you think?
Is there more to the missing 411 phenomenon than simple coincidence? The missing 411 refers to a series of unsolved cases of people who have mysteriously vanished in national parks and forests around the world. These disappearances, extensively documented by retired police officer David Paulides, share eerie similarities that defy simple explanations. The theory suggests that these disappearances could be linked by more than just location. The victims often vanish without a trace, even when in sight of others, and search dogs are frequently unable to pick up a scent. When bodies are found, they are often in areas previously searched, with cause of death remaining unexplained. Some speculate that these disappearances could be the result of cryptid encounters, alien abductions, or even interdimensional phenomena. Others suggest a government cover-up, pointing out the National Park Service's alleged reluctance to maintain a database of the missing people. While skeptics attribute these cases to simple accidents or wildlife encounters, the peculiar patterns and strange circumstances surrounding these disappearances continue to stir curiosity and unease. The question remains, what's really behind the missing 411 phenomenon? As more
I was 17 years old when I took over my family's small farm. Today,
As more and more people continue to vanish, the mystery only deepens.
What do these two people have in common? Nothing, right? Wrong. What if I told you Mary Poppins and Pennywise are of the same species? Yes, I know, I'm absolutely out of my damn mind. But Mary Poppins feeds off of joy, and Pennywise feeds off of fear. And when both returned, they seemingly lured a boy named Georgie and returned an item of theirs. Pennywise being Georgie's boat, and Poppins being Georgie's kite. And the most damning evidence of them all, at the end of Mary Poppins Returns, they all get together and grab balloons and float off into the air. Looks familiar, right?
Yeah, we building. Keep
This
watching.
is Pennywise from the 1990 movie. Let's look at some of the traits of Pennywise. He eats kids, he has many forms but chooses to be a clown, he's always hungry, and he feeds off of fear. Now, many people have a fear of clowns. I don't know how to pronounce that, but it's a real phobia. McDonald's is one of the biggest fast food places in America, yet they use a clown named Ronald McDonald to showcase their food. This tends to grab kids' attention into making them get McDonald's. Here's my theory. When Pennywise dies, whether it's the old movie or the new movie, he's starving. So what if he wasn't actually dead? What if he changed his look and act? He easily manipulated kids and gave them food. He's starting to sound like a different clown. In McDonald's, they have the famous saying, "I'm loving it." Therefore, Pennywise is actually Ronald McDonald.
We building. Watch this.
Wow.
And then suddenly you find a report that comes out. So they use the good parts of the body. What do they do with the rest? Then suddenly you find that 25% of McDonald's burger is human remains. The world's not ready for that yet.
No, it's not, because most of the world eat it.
Exactly right. But I tell you what, that'll put them out of business when that becomes public knowledge.
I haven't ate McDonald's in over a year.
Put them in jail. Of course it will, but this is part of the process. I talked to somebody the other day and said, he's been in, and then suddenly
that we both have.
You want to say something? Like,
Yeah. Look, this is now you can see the kind of the draconian reptilian connection, because when Pennywise, when he was able to shapeshift, when you look at his eyes turned into a reptilian shapeshifter form. He had many different forms. He was able to become, a clown. He was able to transmute into being another form of a demon. He was able to transmute and become a draconian. So that's what draconians do. They feed off the adrenochrome from the children, because the blood is basically like an elixir. So that's why we understand that the Walmarts work in tandem with the McDonald's, because everywhere you see a Walmart is where you see a McDonald's, and everywhere you see a McDonald's, sometimes it's inside of a Walmart. So that's why a lot of times, you see the missing children when you go inside Walmart, when you look at the billboards, when you're going in the entrance. That's because there's an underground tunnel system in between Walmart and McDonald's. So what happens is like all this stuff is being facilitated by the government, because they know that these entities or these cryptids or the draconians or fallen angels, they live underground in these tunnel systems, and they feeding off the children.
right, we building. Watch this, y'all.
Two fathers, and so that's why we look at the world in two different ways. And we know that there's a massive collision that's going to take place between two forces, don't we? Well, that's what your book says. Our book says that we're going to take over the world. Well, I look at you. You're doing a pretty good job right now. Yes, you've done a pretty good job, but there's quite an awakening coming. And my father, who's not your father, my father Yahweh, who isn't your father, of course, your father is talked about by my father in John 8:44, stating that your father was Satan and that you're the descendant of Cain, who was the first murderer. And you know that's true because you teach it in your synagogue. Well, that's true, but it's not for you Goyim to know. But right now it's too late. It's over for you white race. So that's why I'm speaking so honestly here, to bring it out into the open so that you can see it for what it is. You've been teaching the people real good, but they don't wake up, do they? You don't get a lot of followers, do they? Because you know why? They're scared of us Jews, because they don't want to be called anti-Semites, and they believe that we're the chosen people, and so that's why we can do whatever we want to do, and we can get away with it because the white men are cowards, and we go to the synagogue all the time and have some Manischewitz and dance the Hava Nagila. It's interesting. I've told people for years and years, it's not that you Jews are hiding anything. You're coming right out on television, in the newspapers, on the radio, and you're telling the people exactly what you're going to do before you do it, and they're brain dead. Well, we did a good job with the public school system. We got you to put all of your children in there. You notice that the Jew doesn't put his children in there. They go to the Hebrew Academy, where we teach them the real things, and then they go to the synagogue and they learn the real important things. But we send your kids to the public school. We even have you tax yourself from your property so that you never own your property. And so if you don't make your property tax, we're going to take your property. You can bet on that. And we have you put your kid in a 12-year baby.
He's saying that like, look, y'all gotta understand, it's all skin folk at your kinfolk.
That's facts.
It's a lot deeper than just, oh, you black and you white. It's not just about that. That's why I'm telling y'all that we in this thing called life together. Everything ain't what it seems, because let's be fair, all of us was fed to a certain system. Most of us here were fed to a system where it lied to us. Where it lied to us about pretty much everything, Like, even I give you one example. It said, go to school, man, you get this degree, you become this. But then they don't tell you that you need fucking 15 years worth of job experience to get the job that you ran for. And these old niggas don't want to move out the way and let the young rank up, You see Joe Biden, why is he still like running for president and shit?
Right.
The meat is falling off the bone, y'all. The meat is falling off the bone on this nigga, and he feel like he can run a country where there's nukes and everything like that involved. But yeah, you got something to say?
Yeah, man. To those who don't understand, who are still at disbelief about, you know, child trafficking, draconians, extraterrestrials, and stuff. All this stuff is connected to monotheistic theological context. When you go to the book of Enoch, it tells you about the fallen angels. The fallen angels are the cherubim. The cherubim is another word for the word Nephala, which means fallen. So the 200 fallen angels, when they made it with the daughters of men, that was the curses of Canaan. The Canaan are the Canaanites who control the infrastructure of the food system, the water system, the political system. They control the music industry. So that's what he's basically talking about. They control every aspect of our lives. So that means that their power and their dominance is connected to those fallen angels who are their predecessors, who actually gave them their power. When you go to Revelations chapter 17, El's Holy and Jill, the evil reptilian gave power to the beast. The reptilian is the cherubim, the 200 fallen angel. The beast is the Canaanite. When you go to Levitical law, talking about the book of Leviticus, that the ones that was cursed with leprosy. So all this stuff is basically in connection to theological context, but you got to read it with a comprehensive eye. You can't read into it with your feelings. That's the thing, though. People read into religion. They read the Bible like it's a children's book, but it's a Freemasonic playbook talking about the end of their system. And the end of their system is happening right now. That's why the Federal Reserve filed Chapter 11. The state of Israel expired. When you're talking about the Balfour Declaration, all this stuff expired because their time is up, according to the 1813 Freemasonic Apocryphal Bible. So now we at the end of the 6,000 year verification period. We at the end of the 6,000 years, and it stopped in 2024 as we segue on to the Golden Age, which is the Aquarian Age, which is why Pluto basically entered into Aquarius today on January 20th today. So that means that we at the apex of a fourth turning. So everything operates on the seculum of a cycle. So you at the end of a cycle. The cycle basically ends because there's no such thing as democracy. When we was in motherfucking middle school, what we said, I pledge allegiance to the republic. It didn't say to the democracy, to the republic. That's how you know the republic is facilitated by the Canaanites who do the bidding of draconians. Because when you look at the word democracy, Krasi comes from the word kratos. Kratos means chronology, which is Remfran, which is the god of Saturn, which is Satan. So all this stuff works in connection when you understand the etymology of certain words.
Did you ever wonder if your birth date holds information about your destiny? Why you keep seeing the same number or several numbers?
You ready to do the
Welcome
zodiac
to
signs?
Yep, let's get to it. But what we got in here, y'all? We got over 5,000 people in here, man. Let's smash that like button. We should have 5,000 likes in here, y'all. I appreciate y'all for tuning in, though. Make sure y'all pay attention. Don't get lost in the sauce right here. We gonna continue to build. But with this section right here, he's gonna continue to talk about how they put the human meat in the food and everything else like that. We pretty much already talked about it, but they chop up. It's going. I don't want to get too graphic on here.
And so we sell them.
Yeah.
Monsters Inc. is a movie about adrenochrome. The movie's plot is literally centered around the monsters who work at Monsters Incorporation, where they enter through doors at night to scare them because the children's fears, specifically their screams, are used to power the city of Monstropolis. They even use ranking systems to see who can extract the most screams from these children, and they're absorbed into these these containers or whatever.
And they literally look like blood when
Yeah.
they're filling up. And if you think about the tactics that are used by the elites, right, like how they acquire the best form of adrenal blood is by spiking the adrenaline in children. So you have to torture, you have to deliberately instill fear, and then you extract the blood.
This scheme to kidnap the children and extract their screams with the help of a machine called the scream extractor. And at full capacity, the device torturously forces the screams out of them until they meet their end.
Sound familiar, y'all?
This movie is so much fun. Let's do it. Cabin in the Woods opens up with these two scientists, Gary and Steve, talking about this upcoming ritual. Meanwhile, we see these 5 college friends getting ready to go spend a weekend at a remote cabin in the woods. So we got Dana, Jules, Kurt, Holden, and Marty. So on their way to the cabin, they go to a gas station and you see the typical trope of like the old guy telling them to turn around, go back. They ignore it and continue on. They eventually get to the cabin and they go to the basement where they find all these like weird relics. And everybody's like, oh, we should check this out. And Marty's the only one that's like, no, the fuck we shouldn't. Let's go back upstairs and get away from all this weird shit. But obviously they don't listen. Dana ends up reading a passage from a diary that she finds, which ends up summoning a zombie family. Now, back at the lab, we see that everything in the house is being manipulated and the group is being watched. And there's this really funny scene where they all had bets on which relic somebody was going to choose, which then was going to summon a certain entity. So we see like mermaid, vampires, and then zombie redneck torture family, which is the one that they get. So again, the lab is manipulating everything. So Kurt and Jules go for a walk in the woods, and the crew pumps pheromones into the air, which causes them to start getting intimate. And while they're doing that, they are attacked and Jules is decapitated and Kurt manages to escape back into the house. So we find out that Marty is the only one not being manipulated by the drugs that the lab is pumping into the house because he smokes a whole bunch of weed and it stops the effects of the drugs. He discovers a surveillance camera that the crew is using to watch them, but then is dragged off by a zombie. Back at the lab, they're talking about how this ritual is humanity's last hope, and this recently failed in Japan and other places. Meanwhile, the 3 remaining friends, Dana, Holden, and Kurt, try to escape via the RV, but the lab manipulates the tunnel to crash. Kurt attempts to make a jump on his bike to the other side of the ravine, but in this really cool scene, he like smashes into a force field and dies. So now Dana and Holden realize that this whole thing is being manipulated, but as they're having a conversation about how to get out of it, Holden is attacked by a zombie and dies. So the lab now celebrates because there's one remaining survivor, which is how the ritual is supposed to go. But they don't realize that Marty is still alive. So Marty takes Dana to this hidden elevator that he finds, and when they descend, they see all of these different creatures behind glass walls. And they realize that all of these creatures were represented by items in the basement, so they basically chose their own way to die. So when they get out, they end up in the control room and they are cornered by security. So they do what anybody would do, and they unleash all the creatures by opening the elevator doors. This might be one of my favorite horror movie scenes ever because it's just absolute chaos. And you just see all the different creatures killing everybody in different ways. Marty and Dana escape the chaos where they are confronted by the director, who is our Queen Sigourney Weaver. She basically explains that they were part of an annual ritual of human sacrifice that they used to appease the ancient ones. During this ritual, they sacrifice 5 people who kind of satisfy all the horror tropes. So like the whore, the athlete, the scholar, the fool, and the virgin, who is Dana, who is supposed to survive. So she tries to convince Dana to kill Marty to complete the ritual.
Okay, you all, that was from TikTok videos that I want to share with you all. So now I'm going to end this, and then I'm going to come back and we're going to do some readings.